Sí.
In the evening, Inti gave a talk in the local school to a group of 15 amazed and silent peasants, explaining the scope of our revolution. The teacher was the only one present who responded. He asked a lot of questions about socialism. September 26. We arrived at dawn at Picacho, where everybody was celebrating. This was the highest point we have reached, 2,280 meters. The peasants treated us very well, and we continued without excessive fear, even though Ovando, the chief of the army, had promised my capture from one moment to the other.
Han llegado de mañanita, oscuro el día.
Más o menos a la hora que han llegado ustedes.
Ellos han llegado de dos en dos. El che adelante montado en una mula. Han llegado y nos han llamado a la gente que nos llegamos de aquí. Ellos querían luchar por nosotros, que no nos asustemos, no disparemos porque ellos no han vendido a nadie. Todo era falso lo que decían, que engañaban a la gente. El Coco nos ha llamado aquí harta en la cancha. Cantaba el Coco, ha cantado, pues no es que quería compartir con nosotros.
Cantaba.
Quería compartir, quería decir
hasta
que
tu perrito cantaba. Eso le
que no juzgamos, tenía una alegría él de vernos nosotros, gente pobre, gente humilde, porque en todas las partes que ha llegado nadie lo ha esperado. Solamente aquí nosotros lo hemos esperado. Eso ha hablado, estoy viva yo.
Eso han hablado por 1,000 veces aquí.
Y a mi hijito yo con mi guagua alcanzándoles chiche por acá. Tú, varoncito, sos hombre, corajudo, fuerte, pero vamos a luchar por vos, porque vivas feliz, vos le decían a mí. Y le hacía así su carita. El che mirando ahí sentado, porque era monte, aquí era monte. Sentadito con su gorra verde y su pipa. Fume, sin dejar, no dejaba de fumar él. Contento él. Y un cántaro de chicha grande así, tengo ahí hasta ahora. Ese le he alcanzado redondilla todita la gente. El Inti Perero, la mula lo ató ahí, se desgranaba de gusano de su panza. De tanto andar. Se han comprado a barca y sus zapatos lo han botado por acá abajo. Y ven cómo andamos quemados del andar por los bosques, por los ríos, por la serranía. Por luchar por ustedes pobres que viven botados en estos campos, para que los ricos sean más ricos y los pobres más pobres, decía. Eso van a rogar que triunfemos para que tengan una vida tranquila, ustedes no sufran aquí, decía. Y después, los higuereños estaban aquí, ellos se han ido adelante a dar parte para allá. Ellos han ido a dar parte, que los guerrilleros iban por aquí.
Este camino.
Aquí el caminito este era.
Este camino.
Y por aquel papalcito, por aquel papalcito que está la gallina. Por ahí es el camino que teníamos, no teníamos carretera nosotros. No teníamos, era ese caminito.
When we arrived at Higuera, everything changed. All the men had disappeared, and there were only a few women. Coco went to the telegraph operator's house and brought back a message in which the sub-prefect of Valle Grande tells the mayor that there were reports of the guerrillas in the area, and any further news should be communicated immediately. At 1 p.m., the advance guard left to try to reach Jagué. When we started for the top of the hill, the sound of firing all over the ridge told us that our men had fallen into an ambush. I organized the defense in the village, awaiting the survivors. and designated a small path leading to the Rio Grande River as the retreat route. A few minutes later, Benigno arrived, wounded, and soon after him, Anacito and Pablito with his foot in very bad condition. Miguel, Coco, and Julio had fallen, and Camba disappeared. The rear guard quickly ran for the creek, and I followed, still taking the 2 mules. The ones behind were fired at, and they took longer. Inti lost contact, but in a little while he caught up with us. September 27. At 4, we started the march again, trying to find a place we could ascend. In front, there was a rocky hill which did not look difficult. We ascended a bit more to escape from the overhead plains, reaching a very sparse little woods. In the morning, we saw a column of soldiers climb a nearby hill, their equipment shining in the sun. By midday, we could hear scattered shots and some concentrated gunfire, and then shouts, "There they are. Come on out. Are you coming out or not?" along with more shooting. We do not know who the man was, but we think it was Camba. The radio broadcast the news that we had clashed with the company Galindo, that 3 men had been killed, and that they were taking them to Valle Grande for identification. Our casualties have been very heavy this time. The worst of all is having lost Coco, but Miguel and Julio were magnificent fighters too, and the human value of the 3 is incalculable. September 28, a day of anguish. At times, it seemed as if it would be our last. At dawn, we brought up water, and then Inti and Willie went out immediately to scout for another possible descent to the canyon. At 10, a group of 46 soldiers with their knapsacks passed by, taking ages to get out of sight. September 30, another day of tension. This morning, it was announced on Radio Balmaceda in Chile that top army sources revealed that they had Che Guevara cornered in a dead-end canyon. It should have been a month of recuperation, and it was just about to be, but the ambush in which Miguel, Coco, and Julio were killed ruined everything. The situation is the same as last month, except that now the army appears to be more effective in its actions, and the peasants do not give us any help and are turning into informers. The most important task now is to escape from here and to look for more favorable areas and then make the contacts, even though they have wrecked the entire apparatus in La Paz, where they have given us some hard blows. The morale of the rest of the men remains fairly high. October 1. Nothing much happened on this first day of the month. At dawn, we reached a sparse woods where we set up camp, posting guards at different approach points. The day went by without the slightest sign of soldiers, but some goats being herded by dogs passed by our position, and the dogs barked. October 3, a long and unnecessarily anguished day. Without quenching our thirst, we again climbed a ridge that overlooks the path the soldiers were on. For the rest of the day, there was absolute quiet,